It's time now for the Perry Show. Morning news on this Wednesday morning, August 26th, 2015. Good morning to you all here on this lovely Wednesday morning, August 26th, 2015. I'm Peter Wiggins. I get news headlines here. Top story here at 8:30 in the morning time is news anchor Hoagie Rebels, who works for Univision and Fusion, was thrown out of a press conference with Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump in Iowa on Tuesday night after trying to ask questions about immigration. The city of New Orleans went under the surging waters of Katrina has not returned not to the way it used to be in August 2015 as the city that exists now, a decade later, is a work in progress and a privatization that is an assumption of new normal. Global markets showed similar to signs that a steady Wednesday fall in a sharp sell-off in recent days amid fears of a deepening Chinese economic slowdown. The women who appear to be in the knockout photo in a dust-covered survivor of the 9/11 terror attacks, status 7 cancer and family announced in Facebook posts. It is a guilt by association theory of how Donald Trump's candidacy hurts the Republicans' 2016 chances. Hispanics connected as strong anti-illegal immigrant census to the rest of the party or its eventual nominee undermined that the GOP is concerned. Roski, Hungary. Hungary made plans on Wednesday to reinforce their southern border with helicopters, mounted police, and dogs, and was considered using the army as record numbers of migrants and many Syrian refugees past food corridors. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi appealed for calm and the government dispatched 5,000 paramilitaries to his home state of Gujarat on Wednesday in an attempt to end the rampage by upper caste pastels that bended the reserve jobs and college places. One of the men who subdued the gunman on an Amsterdam to Paris train last week will be able to return to full duty. The gunman was despite the severity of his injuries. The also union this party intends to leave the Northern Ireland. The executive party's leader has said. Back Nesbitt said he made the recommendation during a meeting with a senior party members. The Taliban has overrun and captured Musa Kuala in Helmand province and Abia Bridge district that once protected by British soldiers, yet another side that its Afghan security forces are struggling to contain the insurgents' core power. As it much as across the Atlantic, Trump America is making a few waves, but not much else. As the system with its 40 mile per hour sustained winds are expected to be near Leeward Islands late Wednesday and early Thursday. Then after Hurricane Center said here. On Mississippi Show, what Katrina erased not yet replaced. A West Virginia high school student was arrested Tuesday after allegedly using a pistol to take a teacher and more than 2 dozen classmates hostages on campus, police said. Concord, New Hampshire, Lawrence of Hearst, former student at the Elite New Hampshire Prep School on Wednesday on due to making a defense case for the 19-year-old accused of raping a 15-year-old girl days before graduation last year. Hong Kong, the authorities in China have opened 2 investigations of the country's biggest brokerage firms amid market turmoil. Wall Street is set for a big jump into the open bell Wednesday as investors wait to see what the market can snap at 6-day lose through the shell of almost 2,000 points on the Dow Jones Industrial Average here. As of now is 15,666.44 to start today. S&P 500 would start today 1867.61 and Nasdaq 4,506.49 to start off. In New York, application for U.S. home mortgages ended up last week as interest rates declined and industry groups said on Wednesday. The Mortgage Bankers Association said it's easily adjusted index of mortgage application activity. FTSE Europe first 300 drops 0.8%. Commodity-related stocks reverse early fall. Index may show biggest monthly fall since 2008. Researchers have spotted extremely rare Nautilus scopolis after more than 30 years after the discovery and identification of the natural species. Black holes preserve information about the stuff that falls on it. According to Professor Stephen Hawking, physicists have long argued that what happens to the information about the physical state of the things that are swallowed up by black holes. German researchers named new species in Quaffis after former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden. The Grand Canyon may be actually contaminated with mercury, as researchers have found fish in the Grand Canyon Dam actually have higher levels of mercury. New studies now indicate that taking a low dose painkiller aspirin every day over a long period of time has a potential to reduce overall risk of developing bowel cancer. The United States spends about $1.2 billion each year for fish oil supplements, which scientists find to have no real benefit to slow that cognitive decline and the development of heart disease. According to reports on Monday, a Catholic hospital changed its destination to refuse post-birth sterilization to a pregnant woman and fought. The ACLO threatened to take legal action against it. When regulators at a photo and a drug demonstration in this month have accused the old company beyond vegan-friendly just beer or mislabeled its product, they relied on the decades-old government description of what actually qualifies as mayonnaise. Okay, let's take a look at doing. Nope. Peter Jones on 836 sign on for a sports report here. The Boston Red Sox fall to the Chicago White Sox last night at Comiskey Park 5-4. The Sox and the Red Sox and the White Sox go at it again one more time at 8:10 p.m. in the finale of a 3-game series in Chicago here at 8:10 p.m. here. The bench is empty in the 16th inning of the Astros 15-1 victory over the Yankees on Tuesday at night after Astros outfielder Carlos Kovacs took exception to something yelled at him from the New York dugout. The racing community continues more to death of IndyCar racer Justin Wilson, but that's why he died after his last edited. So many people talk about many men waiting for the track report as Justin Wilson saved 6 lives after his death. Ian Rapp on NFL Network reported that MRI affected Skendrick, Skendrick of the Dallas Cowboys, tore his ACL. Edward of ESPN report added that Skendrick also tore his MCL will require surgery. If the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be among the lead teams this NFL season, they have to get through the Seattle Seahawks, which are the last 2 NFC champions. Peter Jello News Live, 8:37 here. Time for a travel report here on this Wednesday morning here. And let's start you off down and down there, where Route 4 on the southbound side, it is slow from Route 102 next to all you get to North Kingstown here. Newport Bridge to the westbound side of Route 138, it's a little slow here. 146 to the southbound side, slow from Route 95 in downtown Providence here. 95 southbound, slow from Pawtucket all the way to downtown Providence here. 95 on the northbound side, slow from Route 37 to Warwick all the way out to downtown Providence here. Doing some accidents here on 95 northbound side. Near the Rogers Williams Zoo exit, and also it's near the Outwells Avenue exit. Another accident here. On ramp to the first side west for 95 south, slow here. 610 connector, a little slow from Route 6 down to 95 here. 195 on the westbound side. It's slow from Route 114 all the way out to Route 44 in the east Providence here. Mount Hope Bridge on the southbound side of Route 114, slow through the Bristol stretch here. 295 on the northbound side, slow after Route 14 in Johnston here. 146 on both ends, a little slow before Route 99 in Lincoln, but down here. 195 on the eastbound side, it is slow from 103 in Somerset all the way up to the Bragg Bridge in Fall River here. Out in the Cape here. Route 25, 628 in Bourne and Buzzards Bay, a little slow here. 95 on the northbound side, slow from Responsive Street in Norwood all the way up to Route 120 in Kenton here. 485 on the northbound side, slow from Route 126 in Bellingham all the way up to before the Massachusetts Turnpike in Westboro here. Due to an accident on 495 northbound side before the Mass Pike here, so expect delays here. Route 3 on the northbound side, slow around Union Street and Braintree here. Route 128 on the northbound side, so from B Street and Dedham all the way out to Route 20 Waltham here. 128 on the southbound side, so from Reading all the way out to Waltham here. San Francisco Expressway, northbound side. It's slow from Quincy all the way up to Dorchester. San Francisco Expressway on the southbound side. It is slow for the Dorchester stretch here. Mass Pike on the eastbound side. It is slow from Natick all the way out to the Austin Braddock tolls through the accident, and Mass Pike eastbound and Nelson Braddock tolls here. Mass Pike to the westbound side, so from Logan Airport all the way out to the Fruit Tunnel here. 93 to the southbound side, it is slow from Stoneham all the way out to the Zachem Bridge. Route 1 on the southbound side, it is slow from Chelsea all the way out to Charlestown here. 93 to the northbound side, it is slow from Stoneham all the way out to Route 128 in Reading here. Route 2 on the eastbound side, it is slow from Route 60 in Belmont all the way out to the Fresh Pond Parkway. Route 2 on the westbound side, slow for the Lexington stretch here. 195 on the southbound side is slow around Route 290 in Marlborough here. Route 2 on the eastbound side, slow around Route 495 in Lowellton. Route 2 on the westbound side, slow before Route 495. Route 2 on the eastbound side, slow in Acton here. 120 on the northbound side, a little slow around Route 3 in Burlington here. Route 185 on the southbound side is slow from Route 3 on the southbound side, so Route 185 Wolf to the Billerica here. 93 on the southbound side is slow from Lawrence all the way out to Reading here. 93 in the northbound side, also around Lawrence here. 185 southbound side, slow through the Lawrence stretch here. Route 3 to the northbound side is slow for the Nashville stretch. Route 3 to the southbound side, so after Route 283 in Bedford here. And on the main turnpike, it is looking good from York all the way up to the Gardner Main here. And already the Everett Turnpike here. On the southbound side, accident in Merrimack, so expect delays here. And look at that MBTA alerts here at 8:41 here. Civil line, that's all for expensive about delays due to traffic here on the Gray Rail. Providence Solar Line train 8:49 10 a.m. from Wakefield Junction, delay today, 15-20 minutes to the late turn equipment. Providence Solar Line train 8:03 7:20 a.m. from South Station, delayed today, 25-30 minutes at South Station due to mechanical problem here. Fairview West Line train 5:08 7 a.m. from Worcester out of Worcester, 15-20 minutes late. And our ferries are looking good. Peter Teller News Time is out 8:42 on this Wednesday morning. Here it's Star Alpha weather report here. For today, most of the skies are going to become sunny skies, about 88 degrees. A calm wind becoming westbound 6 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tonight, most of the skies are about 58 degrees and westbound about 6 miles per hour coming in the evening. Thursday, sunny skies about 81 degrees and northwestbound about 5 to 7 miles an hour here. Thursday, most of the skies are about 59 degrees and light north wind. Friday, sunny skies about 79 degrees, northward about 5 miles becoming light and variable in the morning here. Friday night, most of the skies are about 59 degrees. For the weekend, Saturday, most of the sunny skies. Most of the sunny podcast skies. Saturday, I'm at 84 about 65 degrees. Sunday, sunny podcast skies. I'm at 86 about 65 degrees. Monday, sunny most skies. Morning, I'm at 86 about 65 degrees. And for Tuesday, sunny skies. I'm at 87 degrees. Here, not temperature at 8:43 a.m. 72 degrees with overcast skies. The foggy misty skies. Humidity 94% here. And that is going to be it for the Peter Chell Morning News on this August 26, 2015 here on a Wednesday morning. Peter, with you have a good morning. We'll get back to 8 to 11 a.m. for 11 a.m. report. Have a good day.